Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? We're all doing very, very well. Now, as some of you will know, and have been pestering me for a while now, I mentioned a while ago that, a forthcoming video is going to be about Rambo. Hey, Rambo. I've discussed Rambo and all the movies of Rambo many, many times, and the music and the knives, loads of times. So, what new slants have you got on Rambo this time, Kilt-Man? And people say, well, you kept mentioning this Rambo video, when's it coming? Because I mentioned it about 2-3 weeks ago, and just things got in the way. Well, finally, even with a distraction tonight, because I was sitting here with all this paraphernalia. My young friend, Kentucky Fudge here, he's got his bandana around his head there, but in our case, we have a tartan, the Royal Stuart tartan, strapped round his head, ready for combat. And we have all this stuff, and the knives are all here as well. And I've got, the jade Buddha, and I've got the black combat vest. And I'm really in the mood. But, I was in the mood. And then, of course, what happened? A little message came through. We're in the pub. Are you coming down to meet us? And I went, shit, I forgot about that. I went down the pub to meet them. But I thought, look, when I come back home, I cut the night short as well. So I've got to do this video. If I don't do it tonight, I'm never going to do it. And I'll never live it down. So, anyway, here we go. This is the video. And make of it what you will. Because I can tell you right now, it won't be what I intended it to be. But at least it's coming now. So, and the beauty of it is that, you can all comment below and tell me what a knobhead I really am. Don't do that. I already know. I've got a wife that tells me that all the time, so I know all this sort of thing. But I'm saying the top 5 action sequences from the Rambo movies, in my humble opinion. And the thing is, it's open to debate and arguments, of course it is. So you guys can all let me know what you think are your top 5 heroic action moments from the Rambo movies. Now, provisos. There's nothing here that's from Rambo 4 or Rambo as it was known. They all get very confusing, these titles. Although I think it's a great film and I do really enjoy Rambo 4. The way it takes out all the Burmese rapists and all that. I do think it's a great movie and I really, really enjoy it. But for the purposes of what I'm describing here in my top 5 favourite Rambo action sequences of all time, although there's some great moments in Rambo 4, they're not sustained. And before you leap on the bandwagon here and go like, well, what about the last 15 minutes where he kills hundreds with that 50 caliber on the back of the Jeep after beheading, blowing the head off the guy, in the driver's seat. Yeah, I know, but he just stands there like an ogre. He was so big and bulky and hefty in that movie. And he's just, and he might get shot, pinged, and he swings around, and he might take out that horrible, nasty Burmese general, is it a general, and slams that, his own hand-forged machete into him, and then spills his guts and then boots him down the hill. And you've got some arrow play as well. Yes, I know, and the bit with the big bomb as well, and he leads all the Burmese who are pursuing to a booby trap there, and this bomb that's been there since the Second World War, kaboom. Yes, it's a great scene, but they're not long scenes, and he doesn't do a great deal. The scenes I'm talking about really cement Rambo as a character with the skill set that we know and love, and he's the best combat soldier on the planet. He's born for war. That's the only thing there. All Troutman did was, we didn't make you this full-blooded combat soldier. We just chipped away the small pieces. You were already there to begin with. That speech from Rambo 3. Well, so that's what I'm basing the whole thing on. So there's nothing from Rambo Last Blood. Nothing. Because Rambo Last Blood, which I've said before, and I've reviewed it non-spoiler, then I reviewed it full spoiler, and I've aired my opinions on it ever since when it's cropped up. It's a pile of crap. It's an insult to Rambo. I love Sly. I have an undying adoration of Stallone. But I think that was a real sucker punch. That was a terrible, terrible gaffe of a movie to make. But before we go into all this, I'll say how Rambo Last Blood could have been improved. Some territories don't have the storm sequence where he saves or tries to save a family with a flood down the mountainside. But some territories do. Now, having seen the full version, that scene should be in there. But what the film is missing beyond that is an escape and evasion sequence. Yes, he's got the Mexican drug cartels are after him. He's caused some mayhem down south of the border, and they're coming up for him. You've already shown him with his equestrian skills in that movie. His horses prancing around, and Stallone can do all this. That's genuinely Stallone and his horses doing their little equestrian antics, prancing around in the paddock. But if you'd had a sequence of him and the horse in the woods being pursued and setting booby traps and taking these guys out, and then having, the big finale where he's got all the, yet more booby traps, and he takes them all out back at the ranch, it would have made the film, a bit more full-blooded. It would have given it just an extra something. The way the film stands right now, it's a very depressing movie. He gets the shit kicked out of him, and he loses everybody close to him, and it's just, this is not the Rambo we know and love. And then it just becomes a video nasty at the end. Nothing wrong with that, of course. I mean, that finale, which is all too brief, to be honest, it's just like, shit, is that it, really? There's no jingoistic sort of punch in the air, yeah, come on Rambo, yeah. There's nothing like that, which you'll find my top 5 are all in the first 3 movies. First Blood, Rambo, First Blood Part 2, then Rambo 3. I don't know, the titles are so stupid, aren't they? There's literally no continuity whatsoever, but anyway, it is what it is. And for the most part, he loves it, or he does. So you're going to hear nothing but Jerry Goldsmith blaring out now from the first 3 movies. The scores that he created there are indelible. They are action masterclasses. John Williams taught Harrison Ford when to duck, when to run, when to dodge with his music for the Indiana Jones movies, of course. And they are, again, masterpieces of action cinema music. But Goldsmith really, really nailed it. Iconic themes, incredible action, genuine suspense, and real punch the air glory and patriotism, which of course is what Rambo's all about, albeit with a heavy, heavy shovelful of salty irony over the shoulder. Patriotism, my country did nothing for me. I fought for my country, and what did they give me back? They arrested me in fucking Jerkwater, USA, all this kind of crap. But anyway, look, so enough of all the preamble. Let's get on this before I start swigging yet more whiskey and losing my thread altogether. Because I want this video done. Because otherwise, if I don't do it now, it's going to hang over my head forever like the sword of Damocles. Oh yeah, where was I? So, right, here we go. And we're going to do it in reverse order. And the fun of it is, you guys are going to, oh no, I don't agree with that at all. That's the fun. You guys can let me know what your lineup would be. And I've chosen 5, but I could have chosen more. But as you'll see, one of them's quite an extended piece. Anyway, so right, at number 5, we have the night fight from Rambo 3. The night fight. And the skill set that this exploits for Rambo, special forces, is infiltration. Troutman has been captured by the evil Russian general Zizan, Mark de Jong, or whatever his name is, and they have a habit of hanging these prisoners up and beating them, and they've got a flamethrower as well, in this little torture chamber. Not a nice place to be. So Rambo, with because this is Afghanistan, and he's working with the Mujahideen, who became the Taliban. Yes, well, Rambo wasn't to know that at the time, was he? And I think Spyros Fock, or whatever his name is, I don't know, is his interpreter and his guide. And he takes him to this, this huge mountaintop fortress in this desert canyon, which Troutman's been incarcerated in. So with his, and I'll show you the knives in question from the movies as well. So this is Rambo 3. So he's got that big bastard there, that big brute of a sword. Well, it might as well be a sword. It's bloody huge, isn't it? I love it. It's one of the biggest. I've got lots of bowies. That's one of the biggest that I've got. Actually, in the Expendables, there's even a bigger one, which I've got as well. But anyway, there you go. So they infiltrate this place, and this little fucking toe rag of an Afghan lad tags along as well. I want to fight, the little guy, and he's going like, "What does this mean? What does that mean? What is that for?" And he's like, "Oh, you ask a lot of questions, And can I have the knife?" And I go, "Fuck off, will you?" And he stows away and gets into the camp as well. Rambo gets in underneath a big Soviet tank, drags underneath, gets in there, and he's planting all like explosives with detonators and timers on them all over the show. He's going to get in there, he's going to get Troutman out. And it does show you that he doesn't waste any time. He gets through a minefield, he gets through a barbed wire fence, infiltrates. One-man infiltration. These guys were trained to do that, but they work as a team usually, but they had the skill set to do it even individually if they can. And he's the best in the business, of course he is. So he gets in there, he witnesses all the torture chambers and all that kind of stuff that's in there, and he's planting all these fucking, these bombs everywhere, putting the timers on him. So he's thinking ahead. I've got to get you out. I've got to do this, and before these all go off. Well, Spyro, whatever his name is planting them outside as well in the tank park and the armory section and all that, and different parts of the camp. And his fucking kid's getting in there as well, like with an old fucking carbine rifle or whatever he's got, like. And Rambo he's ducking and diving, and he's using great stealth and commando tactics to get around this beautiful large-scale set that they're using there. They filmed a lot in Israel, and they filmed a lot in America when they could no longer film in Israel. We won't go into the reasons for that. It's all political. And he sees all these other sort of Afghan prisoners, all women, and he's going, American. And they're going, huh? Hatu. And he's in there. So he gets to the door where Troutman's been captured and he's incarcerated. Colonel, John, what are you doing here? What do you fucking think I'm doing here? I'm doing the fucking mission I refused to do in the first place when you first came to me, when I was working happily at the Buddhist monastery, and you guys and the CIA, well, fuck you, and now you get yourself caught, dumb fuck. Doesn't say any of that at all, but it's going, well, John, it's good to see you. Oh, it's good to see you. And next thing you know, the fucking little kid comes down in the background, and Troutman's going, John. So he turns around, but as he sees it's the kid, a fucking Soviet Spetsnaz comes around the corner. So he gets his fucking knife, takes him down. Down he goes. And suddenly the door opens, fucking alarms are going off. John, get out of here, John. So he can't rescue Troutman at that time. He's already slammed some Soviet's head against a big stone column. In a great little moment, what's his name? Peter MacDonald. Is it Peter MacDonald who directed it? John MacDonald? Old MacDonald directed this movie. And it's a great movie. It's often been panned by a lot of critics, and certainly at the time, but I've always loved it. Anyway, there's a great little moment before he meets Troutman there, and he comes down into this sort of the prison sort of area, the jail house, and this obviously makes a noise, and this guard just turns around, looks around the pillar, but Rambo was once there. He's gone, and the guy just goes and leans back round again. Rambo comes around the other side, grabs his head and goes, fuck off. Then takes the keys from him, but he hasn't got time to unlock the door when all the bloody Russians get in there, and this kid fouls things up. So he picks up this Russian's gun. Now, it's an AKM that he's got. Now, what I love about this sequence especially is the way it's choreographed. Lots of explosions, because all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. And Rambo, Stallone, who is genuinely a southpaw, he's left-handed, he's a left-handed guy. Although he can he's good with the right hand as well. But then you see him in Last Blood, he's firing the Winchester, that was at Remington, he's firing it left-handed. He's always using the bow in Rambo First Blood Part 2, and in this, and the Rambo 4, he's doing it left-handed. He is a left-handed individual. But what I love about this, he picks up the AKM, and these Russians are after him, and he goes around corners, and like up a stairwell, he hides around the corner of the stairwell, and these Russians are going, and then in the pause, he suddenly leans out from it, and he fires it like sideways with one hand, takes them down, and he does it a lot in this sequence. He's often firing it one-handed. No, I'm not saying that you can't fire it one-handed, you can, but it's just, it looks great in Sly's hand, because with the bulk that he's got, and he is bigger in this movie than he is in the first two films. Rambo 4, Rambo, he's an ogre. He is just one big bloated, swollen, massive, old, saggy, but brutal muscle. Not a good looking image at all. But in the Expendables, he looks great. So it kind of like, what the hell? You look great in that, but you look like a fucking monster in Rambo 4. But he looks incredible in Rambo 3. So I love all this and all this kind of stuff. And all them bombs that he's planted start going off. And I'll come on to these explosions again later, the ones I love most of all. In this, the kind of fizzy explosions, they kind of go... It's almost like, bonfire night, or the 4th of July. They're kind of fizzing and popping. Lots of pyrotechnics. You don't really get the impression of boom and concussion, which you do in other movies of the Rambo franchise. But I just love all this one-handed stuff. Anyway, gantries are going down, other Russians are coming out. He's chucking grenades, he's hiding behind, columns, takes the pin out, lobs a grenade that way. Russians are getting blown left, right, and centre, and you run this way and that. It's great. He's got the kid, and then the kid gets shot. Zeisen comes out with an AK and gets the kid through his thigh. Down he goes. It's corny, but it works at the same time. So Rambo has to go and pick this lad up, and he's fucking got him over his shoulder, like a fucking rag doll. And it's again, because he's got him over his left shoulder, so he's using the right arm again, taking down loads of Ruskies, getting out, and Spyros, whatever his name is, he's been planting stuff as well, and they've got a drain, a manhole cover. Let's get into this. He goes, "Can you help me? Can you help me? I've just run out with a kid on my shoulder who's bleeding all down me. I haven't got my Colonel Trautman, my friend who I came to rescue. It's all gone tits up because of this fucking sack of shite over my shoulder. I've been injured, because he does get injured. You've got the big Russian sergeant, Spetsnaz sergeant, Koros, big hulking brute of a guy, he manages to fire an RPG, and Rambo gets blown across the walls and stuff, and a huge piece of shrapnel has gone through his side, side through him. He's like, and he snaps a bit off, and then manages to pick up the kid and start running and firefights and all sorts of stuff, but he's in pain, and this guy's going to him, "Can you help me?" "Can you fucking help me? Christ, I've done all the work so far." So they get the man all covered up, and Spyro thingamajig translator guide gets in there straight away, and Rambo has to pass the kid down, but he's still getting shot at by loads of these pesky Russians, and then fucking drops it, and he launches himself into the drains underneath this stronghold, this fortress, and they're going downhill, and it's all horrible turgid water. It's all Russian shite flooding down through there, and they've got the blue light. What's that? It's a blue light. What does it do? It turns blue. What else would it do? And they're in there, and there's a little pool as well. And it's all horrible, dank down there. It's a sewer, and there's a grate at the far end of it. But the Russians are piling in after them, and again they're firing RPGs. And they're ducking. But in the meantime, they've put more C4 explosives around this place. And he's lost his weapon now, so he takes another AKM off Spyro thingamajig, takes that, take the kid, and I'll take the gun. And he gets in there, and the Russians are coming down, like, oh god, you know. So he manages to get in the water, and then fucking ducks under the water, and the Russians are fucking spraying bullets everywhere. And you can see the timers counting down on all the C4 that he's put in these walls. 6, 5, 4. Rambo comes up out of the water in a great glorious shot. Takes these bastards down, ducks down again. Boom! Jesus Christ. Takes all these guys out. Big rock fall comes down. Right, gets the gun up. It's dislodged part of this great big wrought iron gate, or not a gate, it's a grill, and he's got a corner coming out there, so he's hitting it with a fucking rifle butt. Then manages to, you know, muscles straining everything, and just to get it out, fucking heaves it to one side. Out they get, and they go and meet another guy who's meant to, like, you know, bring the horses to get them out into the cave system of Afghanistan to get away. That guy gets shot. Doesn't last long. Oh, well, thanks, mate. You brought the horses, but, you know, ta-ra. We're not going to stay and bury you. We've got to get off. But Rambo, who's injured, gets an RPG from the back of this guy's horse, like, because you always carry RPGs on the back of a horse, don't you? And as the stronghold gates are opening and fucking APCs are coming out, and he says, like, takes out one of these, and just fucking glorious fizzy explosions everywhere. The stronghold is in absolute disarray. Our guys will get away into the shadows of the night, and we know that Rambo will then have to, like, say ta-ra to these bastards who fucked up the mission for him, and he will then do his self-surgery, and he'll push the other bit of shrapnel through his body, and then use gunpowder to cauterize the wound. Well, we know all that. But this sequence is so exciting. It's OTT to a large degree, obviously, because it's more flamboyant, it's more explosive. There's a vast amount of weaponry on show. The Russians can't, well, I would say they can't hit nothing. They actually do, because they hit Rambo, they do kill the guy who tears up the horses, and they do shoot the lad in the leg, you know, so they do a fair bit. But there's some great photography here. There's some great swirling action sequences. People are flying everywhere with debris and explosions and flames and all sorts of stuff, like. And there's a great little early moment where Rambo drops down into the underground complex, which almost looks like slow motion the way he drops down. And it's great. Just 1 second. My husky dog now wants to go outside. See, now earlier on, I was about to start this video, just before I got the message that I've got to go to the pub, and because it's been the hottest day of the year in the UK, possibly the hottest day of the year anywhere, I don't know, but it was like in Fahrenheit it was 90 degrees, Celsius it was like 34 or something like that, which was intensely hot, and so we've had the back door open all the time so the dog can go in and out. But of course, the dog, not just the dog goes in and out, Rambo gets in and no, flies get in and out. And I don't just mean normal flies. Flies the size of the great big Hind Soviet helicopters used in Rambo First Blood Part 2 and in Rambo 3. Just as big, just as sinister, and just as fucking loud. So I was sitting there about to start it, and I thought, oh God, I've got to do something about these flies. So I was battling these things, and then I got the message, come to the pub. So I went, okay, fuck that. So now it's late, obviously, and these flies have just settled down a little bit. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So, that's Infiltration, and it's a great sequence. Rambo 3 has many great sequences, one of which we will come on to again. But there you go. So, I think I've covered everything there. Number 4 in our top 5, and we're counting downwards. Taking out the posse in First Blood. Yeah, First Blood. We all know that First Blood is the best movie of the lot. The best story, the best acting, perhaps, and certainly the most emotion as well. And it's the most, dare I say it, realistic. With that it is. So, it's our introduction to Rambo. I'm not going into the original David Morrell novel, which I have discussed before. Not going into that. We're just talking about the movie moments. Taking out the posse. Now, Teasel, Brian Dennehy, Rambo's got out the jail. He's out, and he's out in the wilderness. And so Teasel and his injured men from the jailbreak sequence, they've all got broken noses, they're all carrying injuries, and they've got Orville and his dogs, his Doberman, my dog can eat and run at the same time, and all this, and Rambo has had a bit of time now to sort of, I was basically just in a vest and jeans. Now he's found a canvas, patch, which he can make into a vest, tie it around. He's got his knife. We're talking this knife now. We're talking this one. What do you hunt with a knife? The enemy. So he's out there now. He's had a bit of time to organise, and he's made some booby traps. And the posse's there, and the dogs have got the scent, but Rambo knows they're onto him. But he's had time to prepare. So this sequence is not only, what did I put it down as now? Stealth, camouflage, and booby traps, which is exactly what he does here. He is using the landscape. It's nighttime. There's a rainstorm coming in. There is lightning as well. But he's got the lay of the land, and he's brought them in to his sector. Now they're going to do what dickhead hick law enforcement guys are going to do. They're going to form a little skirmish line, and he's going to walk them in to his individual traps and take them out one by one. But because it's not a war scenario, but he's using his skills to survive and to show them, look, don't come after me anymore, because you won't win. I will destroy you if you pursue this. He's going to disable every single member of that posse. So he kills the dogs. He's got a rifle. Poor old Galt, what's his name? Bill Starrett, has took a tumble out the helicopter and smashed his noggin against the rocks in the river. Rambo didn't murder him, but Rambo was the reason why he's dead. But Galt was a fucker in the first place, and none of this would happen without Teasel and Galt's treatment of Rambo. But we'll come on to that anyway later on. I'm sure you know why. And but he's got Galt's rifle, so he takes out. Galt's fired a few shots. There's only a few bullets left. So Rambo manages to take out some of Orville's dogs, and then he shoots Orville as well. Wounds Orville. That's a crucial point. In the book, David Morrell wrote, it's a really important thing because they've got to leave someone with him, and they've got to call help to get back. He shot him in the leg, in the thigh, close to the femoral artery. So they've got to, keep the tourniquet on and release it every few minutes. But he's going to die, so it's a really crucial thing. So he's disabled the team. In the film, it doesn't really do that. He's just like, you got to keep that tourniquet on and release it every few minutes. But no one stays with him. But anyway, and then he kills the dogs. But you hear that, go on get him, baby, go, kill my dogs. And the last dog goes over this little rise, and Rambo's built a scarecrow, which in the lightning, it just confuses him. And they're like, you think it's him. It's just a scarecrow. The last dog goes over, but a bullet does not kill that dog. You hear it, and I'm a dog lover, and you hear boom, boom, as Rambo's clubbed that dog to death with a big rock or something. No one kills my babies. So they know he's got no ammunition left. How do you know that? Because whatever killed that last dog was no bullet. So off they go, and he then takes out the posse, and he's hiding in all different places. He's poor old Mitch, whatever his name is, the little ginger-haired guy who went on to, one of them great big crime shows. I forgot his bloody name now, and I forgot the name of the show as well. hey ho, but you know who he is. And he goes over like a huge deadfall, and as does he go on? I think he goes under it, and like he's looking around, it's all dead spooky and quiet, and like Ben Garner's head in Jaws, when you watch this film enough, you know the exact second when Rambo's going to suddenly appear, but that doesn't stop you go, what? Jesus, every time. And he gets out and with that knife stabs him in the back of the leg. Ooh, not the femoral, not going to kill him, but he's going to really disable the guy, and he will need severe help. He's disabled, he's out the game. Down he goes. You've got oh God, what's his name? Ward, who looks like a cross between Patrick Swayze and my favourite singer of all time, and sadly committed suicide. Lead singer and superb guitarist of Big Country, Stuart Adamson. He's got the look of Patrick Swayze and Stuart Adamson morphed into Ward. And Ward's damaged from the jailbreak sequence as well. But Rambo leaps down upon him as he's like just looking around. He's heard Mitch is in trouble. He's like, what's going on, Mitch? What? And Rambo leaps off the top of a tree and like dislocates his shoulder. Boosh! He's like, oh, and his arm's done, and he's dropped his gun. And then, this is a bit of blind luck really for Rambo. Rambo manages to position himself in front of Ward and then get out the way as shots are fired at Rambo, but then hit Ward in the same shoulder that's just been damaged. He's always like that. He's like, fuck. He's not had a good day at all. Fucking hell. None of them have had a good day. And it's only going to get worse. Who else have you got? You've got Buford. He was a bit of a porker. Buford manages to do that horrible thing of walking into the booby trap of spikes. Oh God, hits the tripwire and whoosh, this branch full of sharpened spikes comes out and impales him again through the legs. This is another thing that Rambo's doing. He's taking them out so they're not mobile anymore. He's being on the safe side. He's not killing them. He's not murdering anyone. Although, as Troutman says, strictly speaking, he slipped up. I'm just surprised that, he let anyone of you alive. Should have killed you all. And Buford gets these spikes through his legs, and they have to go and get him and haul him off these. And it's just, they're moving him back and forth. And he's like, oh God. He's like, oh Jesus. I swear to God, when they pull him away from these spikes, you see daylight through his thighs. And he's like, he's lying there all crippled. So now he's disabled. How many has he done? He's done Ward, he's done Mitch, he's done Buford. All of us been shot and left. The dogs are all dead. You've got Singleton. Teaser's going like, Singleton! And like you see Singleton running after like Teasel. And suddenly, as he runs past the camera, he goes, and gets pulled back. And like Teasel, the big bastard sheriff, a king shit cop, he's all there on his own now. Singleton, Mitch, Ward, and they're all going, Will, Will Teasel, they're all screaming for him like, Will. he's like, Singleton, where are you? And he runs through the woods, and in a lightning blast, you see Singleton, who's tied to a tree. He's got all spiky vines around his neck. He's like, it's all blood coming down. It's all bleeding around there. It's going, Singleton, Will. And Rambo comes up out of nowhere again with this. And he gets into the tree. He doesn't get the lanyard in the way. And he's like, the famous line, like, I'm telling you the law. Now it's me. Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe. Let it go. Let it go. And he's got that. He's all covered in leaves and mud and soil. And Teasel's just absolutely terrified. And when he takes that knife away from Teasel's neck, let's see if we can do it here. You know how clumsy I am with blades. You see the line. It's been pressed against Brian Dennehy's throat. And he goes, and it's like, and Rambo's gone. Blink of an eye, Rambo's gone. And Teasel just collapses. And he's like, oh God. In that lovely warm looking sheepskin, And he's like, with that line on his neck. Jesus. That sequence is amazing because what it does, it shows you, again, looking at the skill set, Rambo's stealth, camouflage, and booby trap techniques and strategies. It's not escape and evasion because he's done that already. This is turning the tables. This is now, he's as I think Mitch, well, one of them says like, no, we're hunting him. No, we're not hunting him. He's hunting us. Exactly. That's what he's doing. He's turning the tables on them, and he's led them down all these little, wild goose paths and all that. And he's got him. But the clever thing as well, and Jerry Goldsmith nails it. Let's put a bit of that actual music on, which is full of suspense and stingers. What's clever about this sequence is that we don't want to be, but we are positioned and filmed alongside the posse, Teasel and his men. We're with them as each one gets taken down, and we don't know where Rambo's going to come from. So it's almost like a horror film. It's like a stalk and slash scenario. We don't know where the bogeyman's going to come up from, and the bogeyman is our hero, and we are genuinely afraid. Ted Kotcheff, who directed this movie, with a fair bit of input from Stallone as well, but Kotcheff directs it really, really well. It's so highly suspenseful and dark, and like you're horrified by each takedown because each one's different, and you're like, Jesus, how far is this guy gonna go? We're with him, but these are cops, these are police. I know, we're all kind of like, oh, fucking kill him. Don't just leave a mark on Teasel's fucking throat. Slice it wide open, Take his fucking cowardly cop's head off. But, it's a clever subversion of what you expect to see in this kind of sequence. And it does, you kind of like, Rambo's our hero, clearly, but I'm genuinely afraid of this guy as well. And that's the point of David Morrell's book. Rambo's not a hero. He's a psychotically imbalanced veteran of Vietnam. He has got a lot of severe issues. He may have been wronged, but we're actually genuinely afraid of what this guy can do. He is literally a monster on the loose. Morrell tackles all that really well. But of course, that was the movies made that a bit different. Made Rambo the hero, the whole point. And of course, Rambo dies at the end of First Blood, as does Teasel. But, in the film, it changed all that. Teasel survives, Rambo survives, and just gets imprisoned. But not for long, because then we get on to, number 3, which is actually Rambo First Blood Part 2. Right, now, this one, okay, this is it. This is basically the last half hour of the movie, and it's relentless. We can say that First Blood is the best movie of the entire lot. It's the best scripted, it's the best acted, it's got in it the most sort of believable action in it, and the most emotion. But Rambo First Blood Part 2 is colourful, it's OTT, it's non-stop. It's a great systematic build, set piece, scenario, set piece, action, set piece, scenario, and every single one builds upon the previous one. So it becomes just one relentless battle, action, chase, battle, action, chase, and it never lets up, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Don't care what your politics are, Reagan, it was all Reaganomics at the time, but this film works on every level for me. I adore Rambo First Blood Part 2. It's everything the first film wasn't. He's now a glorified flag-waving patriot, and you love him for it. But fuck that. Let's get on to what this scene is. Right, now, he's lost Co, his gorgeous Vietnamese tracker, aide, and actual saviour at one stage as well. With their Ingram Mac 10, which he's being sort of, on the electricity thing, what do you call it? It's a bed frame with all wires on it, and he's being electrocuted. That's it, electrocution. I don't know, but by Yushin and Lieutenant Colonel Budowski, played by Steven Berkoff. Steven Berkoff, last seen by me in Vikings as a huge fucking ogre of a Viking lord, with ears that came down to his shoulders. He was also in Beverly Hills Cop. He was also a crazy psychotic in Outland. Peter Hyams' fantastic sci-fi movie Outland with Sean Connery. It's high noon in space, and I am going to cover it. I've been promising this for, well, years now. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I love Outland. So another great Jerry Goldsmith score as well. But Steven Berkoff plays the Russian commander in it. When now Rambo's gone back to Vietnam, he's been released. He might get a second Congressional Medal of Honor for this. He's got to go and locate American POWs who've been kept there in Vietnam. And it's a top secret mission, but he's only meant to spot them and just film what should be an empty camp, because the Senate don't want, any evidence. They want to just forget about this, but they've got certain obligations to fill. Yeah, we sent a mission out there. There's nothing there. There's no one left. But Rambo will find people there, and its instructions on do not engage the enemy. Like, well, who's to leave him there? Do not engage the enemy. But he will. It's Rambo, the most violent man in the world. Of course he will. So off he goes. Now, this sequence, he's already encountered the POWs and the camp. He's lost most of his high-tech equipment, and he's down to the basics, the knife and the bow. Let's get the knife out. Oh. And this is the bigger version of what you just saw there, the first blood knife. There we go. Yeah. Oh, how lovely is that? Lovely, lovely, lovely. And but he's been betrayed by his own people. They were just mercenaries, and including Martin Cove from Karate Kid and all that, and oh god, I forgot the guy's name from Silence of the Lambs and Valley of the Dolls and all that kind of stuff. Like, forgot it, Charles Napier, and he's been betrayed and he's been captured and he's been tortured, as I say, on that. And Cove gets him out of there. Julie Nix gets him out, and they go on the lam, but she then gets killed. But she was wearing this, the jade Buddha, and he says to her on the boat, what's this? Oh, it brings me luck. What brings you luck? And he just goes like, he's been cutting holes in the boat, by the way, with a knife like that. Don't cut holes in a boat on a fucking river with a knife like that. You'll be sinking. And he goes, I guess this. And so they go on the lam. She gets shot, and he goes out for revenge. So cue the great big sequence of he's hiding in the mud, and he's got booby traps, and he's using the compound bow, which is a Hoyt bow, which I think it was a Spectre or Spectra Hoyt compound bow, which became known as the Rambo bow, the Rambo, and he's using that. He's taken out the Russians and all that, and the NVA as well, North Vietnamese, and so that's a great sequence in itself. But what I'm getting to now, and it starts. It's so beautifully filmed. George Pan Cosmatos directed this, but Stallone had more influence on this movie than the previous one. He would have huge influence on Rambo 3. We'll come on to that, of course. Well, we already have, haven't we? We've mentioned that. The infiltration section. But this, you've got the NVA captain. He was a bit of a bastard as well. Rambo's just took out loads. He's used the explosive arrowheads. He's destroyed trucks on a bridge. He's with chicken blood to make them think he's wounded. He's lured all these NVA and a lot of Russians into the cornfields, high grass, and he's blown the whole thing up. And basically barbecued all these guys. What a bastard, But war is hell. And what most people call hell, he calls home. I didn't mean to go woo 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 woo. That was like the helicopters woo 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 woo. That was it. I was imitating the helicopters buzzing overhead, and he's making his getaway, and he suddenly meets this guy. Where is he? There. That's the guy there. Don't you see him? It was like, and Rambo's like, oh shit! And it's so gorgeously filmed. There's a waterfall. There's rocks. There's a lagoon, and Rambo's like hiding and ducking down, and then realizing this guy can't hit shit. He might as well be a stormtrooper. He's absolutely fucking useless. So he just like stands up, and this guy's like goes, oh fuck it, throws his gun down with a big plastic clatter on the rocks, like that. Pulls out, it's fucking automatic, and it's like bang, 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 bang. And like Rambo's just standing there. Fuck you. You can't hit me at all. Pulls out the compound bow, just takes out an explosive arrowhead. Oh no, so he's doing it that way around. I'm right-handed. He's doing it left-handed like that. Like that. And this guy's going, oh, right, starts running off through the water, gets on another rock. You can't reach me from here, can you? Bang, bang, bang. Rambo just fucking lets it go. And it's explosive arrowhead. Boom! This guy gets blown to all four corners of the world. Except for his boots. His boots are still there on this little rocky boulder with smoke coming out of them. And in a great moment, let's get on the music. Here we go. This is wonderful stuff. But then you get one of these. It's a Huey. It's an American Huey, Bell Huey coming over. But it's bedecked as a Russian, as a Soviet helicopter. Comes over with one of those huge barrel bombs as well. Oh my Christ, hanging underneath its undercarriage. And it's just a great big canister. It's a fuel-filled, incendiary bomb. And like it comes over and Rambo just shit. And they release the bomb. And in a great sequence, Rambo's doing that slow motion run. And all that way. And this thing's coming down. And he's thrown the bow and arrow to one side. And as this thing hits, he leaps over the cliff. Spectacular dive into the lagoon. As one of the best, biggest, most colourful, orange, complete flambe explosions. Boom, 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 boom. Everywhere. Helicopter comes down. The door gunner with an M60. He's like... And you've got Yushin. Yushin was the guy that was torturing Rambo earlier. And he's the big Russian. He's in lots of movies. He was also a French Legionnaire sergeant after Jean-Claude Van Damme in the film Lionheart. In the UK we know it as AWOL. But he's great. Yushin. And they're like... And they're strafing this lagoon. Not in there. And then Rambo does a spectacular leap out of... How anyone could leap out of water onto the landing apparatus of a helicopter. And pull the door gunner out. Get him out. Excuse me. And then leap into combat in this, the transport area of this Huey, fighting, ducking, diving, elbows, bang, bang, lots of strangling going on, like, and this other guy, the pilot's flying this all over the place, like, Yushin's got Rambo like that, and he's like, and they're flying just over the tree canopy. You've got to remember that it looks like Rambo's head's going to be snapped off on the top branches, but actually you've got the undercarriage of the helicopter, so if his head comes off, they've crashed the helicopter. But Rambo then manages to get him, and this guy, after being he's suddenly like and Rambo gets it, fucking throws him out, pulls out his knife, whoosh, like that, and the pilot just goes, fuck this, leaps out onto the rocks below, and Rambo takes over flying the helicopter. And this is the point of this sequence. What's the skill set here? Helicopter flying. Suddenly, his big speech in at the end of First Blood, back there I could drive a tank, I could fly a gunship, I was in charge of mini-guided equipment. Back here, I could hold a job in fucking carnage. And now you've seen he can fly a helicopter. So, what does he do? He's now in charge. He's going to go back to the camp. This sequence just goes on. This is almost the entire end of the movie. But it's such a good sequence of escalating tension and suspense and excitement and action that it just demands it as it being a continual sort of set piece full of momentum. He then flies towards this camp, where he knows where they all are. And then you get, with the machine guns, the Gatling guns, and he's firing rockets, he's blowing up watchtowers, he's destroying everything except the actual compound, the actual cell block, the bamboo cells that these guys are in. Miraculous, that really. But it's such a... I'm going to play the music again because this is that bit. And he's just so well filmed again. He's just hovering, but sort of spinning around, just taking out. There's Russians there, there's NVA there. They're all getting wasted. Guard towers blowing up. In that great sequence where you've got a Jeep with a guy stood next to it, going, and like Rambo just goes, ah! Fires a rocket, boom! If you look at it though, the guy that was standing there right next to this thing, in the next frame, he's not there. But it doesn't matter, it's, that fucking Jeep blows up, and Rambo's, ah! Fucking awesome, so awesome. You're like, yes, take them all out. And the explosions are so organic. They're like living flame. It's almost like it's been animated, but they're real. And he gets out, lands it, gets out, gets the M60 off the side, and he's just taking down Russians with, you know, really high caliber sort of firepower. He'd be shooting them to bits. If you watch the sequence properly, you'll see that Rambo, Stallone, falls over at one point as he's running around. He takes a tumble into, you know, over a boulder, and it just manages to cut away before you see him actually drop. But he drops quite a distance. He shoots off the lock of the bamboo cage, gets all these guys up, like, get in, come on, what's wrong with you? And I thought, these guys are fucking, they've been there for years, you know, they're malnourished. And he gets him into the helicopter, but one fucking pesky Russian gets up. So, his AK gets up. Who does he shoot? Does he shoot the big muscle-bound guy with an M60 who can fly a helicopter who's blown the village to shit? No. He shoots one of these malnourished guys who's completely weak and dishevelled and almost skeletal. Shoots him in the back. And they're like, ugh. So down he goes, like, Rambo turns around, takes this guy down. Man the gun! Gets them all in. Lifts off. This is the bit. God, I'll be knackered in a minute. And off he goes. It's a great sort of jingoistic moment. But no. Because one of the most frightening helicopters ever in cinema. It's meant to be the Russian, Mil Mi-24, aka the Hind, or the flying tank as it's known. Huge troop transport and gunship and attack helicopter. Oh my god, you know it. This thing's fucking huge. And it's Steven Berkoff flying it. Lieutenant Colonel Budovsky. And it just, the way it just above the deck, it just sweeps down the canyon and up and like that. It just glides. But they're not actual Hinds. What they've done, they're aerospatial Pumas, which they mocked up to look like the Hind, because it's the same structure. And they have to put the sort of the wings on it. It's got like the two turbines, but it has these sort of armament wings either side with rockets and Gatling guns and machine guns and all sorts. So what is now a dogfight, they're being pursued all over, like what seems like Vietnam, all of Vietnam. It's amazing. And they're firing back. Got one of the guys from the prison camps, like on the M60. A chunk gets blown off the Hind. It comes down, and it size a tree in half. Fuck off. This tree goes, boom. How did they do that? How did they work that out? Looks amazing. So this dogfight's going on. Another guy, I think, gets shot, in the back of Rambo. Rambo's in this Huey now, of course. The Soviet version of the Huey. And but they managed to take out the Russian gunner. He goes down, but they're getting strafed all the time. And this dogfight, it's David and Goliath, and they do get hit, obviously. I'm trying to time it all with the music. That's a mistake. I should never do that. It's more blind luck when I manage to hit the perfect moment. But Rambo gets hit, and this whole thing, they start spinning around, smoke's billowing out. Sadly, you can see the smoke canisters billowing the smoke out. And Budovsky, Steven Berkoff's like, ha ha ha. When the smoke clears, you can't see him. Where is he? And he comes around this bay, and Rambo's Huey's just dropped, and it's idling just in the water. So he comes down, and he's about to unleash, rockets on it. And Rambo suddenly finds a Law's rocket launcher, and through the cracked windscreen, the cockpit windscreen, leans through, and Stephen Berkoff just goes, boom! What would really happen is, with the backdraft of that rocket going off, he'd have killed everybody in the back of the helicopter. Everyone he just saved would be just barbecued. They'd be nothing left. But then, they've won the day. Dun, 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 and off they go. And they radio in, of course, back to Murdoch, Charles Napier. Murdoch, I'm coming for you. All this kind of stuff, like arriving with American POWs. And, well, that's not part of the action sequence where Rambo goes in with the unending ammo belt and destroys all the communication systems and all the computer high-tech hardware that they've got. He's already took out Martin Cove, Rambo, glad you made it. And he just goes, sorry, not with a bottle of whiskey. Just goes, hits him, and then bang, knocks him down, and then goes in, shoots up the place, and then with this, slams it down beside the head of Charles Napier as Murdoch. You know there's more men out there. Find them, or I'll find you. And that's perhaps one of the greatest and most large-scale and lengthy action set pieces ever. It's just an incredible non-stop deluge of action suspense in the air, in the water, on the land, back in the air again. Kill, carnage, kill counts off the scale. It's wonderful. And what is the skill set there? Helicopter flying. There you go. And that was number 3. Jesus, we've still got 2 more to go. I better have some more of this. Right, this is where it's going to get slightly controversial. For number 2, this is what everyone thinks should be number 1. Possibly. But people that know me will understand what my number 1 is, what my top slot is for action sequences in the Rambo movies. Because they know the stuff that I've done and they know what I'm into. But I did struggle with this. I was thinking for a long time, no, it's got to be this. But no, I love this. And well, which do I watch more? Oh, but you've watched that a million times. I have. But whenever I think of Rambo, now I know that there are people, a good friend of mine, especially Regan, you definitely love First Blood more than any of the others I know, and you pretty much sacrificed your life to First Blood. I know, and I totally understand, and I'm with you. But I love First Blood. But when I watch a Rambo movie, I do tend to watch the more colourful action ones. First Blood is a different kettle of fish. It's a thriller. It's not an open warfare movie. It's not even really an action movie when compared to the other ones, because the other ones is non-stop action, kill, and well, he kills everybody basically. First Blood, he doesn't kill anyone. But anyway, so my second one is what many would have as number 1, but we'll come on to why. And the second one is the jailbreak from First Blood. Yes, it is the iconic scene. I know. Rambo has been captured, in Jerkwater, USA. He's gone back across the bridge, and Teaser's like, you try to help somebody. Leave the ink on the hand. You won't let us print him, Will. What do you hunt with a knife? And all this kind of shit is going on. And don't worry about the soap. Just shave him dry. Jesus Christ. What the fuck's he been into? Who gives a shit? The other man said, clean him up. Boot! Clean him up. And it's horrendous what he goes through in the jail sequence. So when they're going to shave him, and of course, we'll get onto it in a minute. But Ward comes in and he's like, shh, cutthroat razor, shh, you know, don't move. I don't want to cut your own throat. Ward is the Patrick Swayze, Stuart Adamson lookalike. And I like him as well. I actually like the guy. He's doing all this. But, you know, Rambo's been showered with a high pressure jet and all that, like. And he's not a happy bunny, of course. And he's having psychosis. He's having a flashback. And he's remembering being hauled up by the NVA, which is just about being hauled up by the bollocks. You know, and he's got, in that flashback to the original Vietnam conflict that he was in, he's got a little tash. He's got a little tash there, and he was obviously special forces out there, Green Beret. They're real badasses, and he's hung up topless. He's wearing, as me and Regan discussed, even today, in fact, I'd always thought he was wearing old Vietnam issue, well, even locally made tiger stripes, which special forces Mac VSOG would be wearing, but he's not. He's wearing duck hunters camouflage, which they wore in the Second World War. The US Marines wore them in the Pacific, and they wore in other theatres too. And yeah, he is. And I never even realised that until today, that he's actually wearing duck hunters camouflage. But there you go. He gets hauled up, and that horrible bastard of an MVA captain, it seems, with the bayonet is going like, Thomas, Angela, and it's like fucking slicing, you know. Because you see Rambo with his scars, is sort of like almost like the sunrise of scars. And as Ward comes towards him with the cutthroat razor, and like suddenly Rambo remembers all this and just goes, ah! And Galt, is it Will or Jeff Starrett? It's Jack Starrett, who's a film director in his own right. Galt, you know, the good old boy redneck bastard, but a wonderful actor though, has got his baton around his neck, and you know, and he's got him like that. And Rambo just goes, oh, boots, Ward in the balls. Oh, and then he goes, fucking headbutts, rear headbutts, Galt in the face, and Galt's like, oh, Jesus, like that. And then manages to get free of Galt, takes down, Mitch gets a slap in the face, boom, oh, does his nose in like that. Galt's got his baton, he's like, come on. So Rambo gets him, manages to evade that, gets him by the face, fucking slams him into the cell doors, bang, like that, and he's going for his eyes, you know, a bit of Krav Maga there, like, you know, he's like that, going for him, and Galt's going, get him off me. So Ward comes up again, like, and gets him, Rambo around the neck, and Rambo does a drop knee, takes him down, and a fucking vicious kidney punch, boosh, which would have put Ward out of action for, I'd say, about 2 weeks. That blow would have done him severe damage. And then and Manchester smacks Galt in the face. Whoa, down he goes. Some other guy comes up. What the hell is going? Rambo leaps up on the sort of the door frame, boots this guy, grabs another guy, swings him through a fucking window. He kicks. Teasel comes down. God, what the hell is going on down here? Boom! Gets kicked aside. His gun goes off. Now, there's a bit of blind luck for you here. Because the gun goes off, some dickhead hick deputy up top in the actual clerical police part of the station hears the gunshot, walks up the security door, the little security fucking thing, without looking through, without looking at any cameras to see what's going on down there. If he hadn't opened the door at the same time Rambo's running up it, Rambo wouldn't have gone out. That would be it. He might end up killing the people down there, but he'd end up, well, he'd never get out of there alive. Simple as. But the door opens, and Rambo just pushes him back, elbows him, and throws him out of the rather patently sugar glass window. But it's still great. And then you get, what's his name? Is it Lester? Lester fucking, and this is an infamous moment. Lester's just coming in with, like, he's got, like, groceries, and he sees Rambo bolting down the corridor, and he's already gone over the desk and got his knife back. He's already got that back off the desk. And he's tucked down his belt, you know, down his jeans, and he runs down the main corridor, and this guy's coming in with the groceries, and he's going, hey, stop. Just a leg sweep takes him out, and then he goes, douche, takes his fucking nose out. Oh, in reality, he broke the guy's nose. Because, you know, it's a fine art, pulling your punches, your elbows, your kicks, you know, timing it and coordinating it with the camera and misdirection, all that sort of stuff. But when you're actually meant to be doing an action set piece, it's hard to restrain yourself from actually doing the full maneuver. And he breaks his fucking nose, like, and so this guy's like, oh, on the deck going, oh, it's really broken his nose. And of course he legs it out then, and like he stands. It's a bit of, see, there are reasons why I don't particularly put this at number one, because there's the sugar glass thing is one thing. The fact that the guys put the coat and opened the door. If he hadn't done that at that precise moment, Rambo would never get out. So it's all a lot of luck and contrivance. Doesn't alter the fact that it's a really exciting sequence, and you're really like, fucking yes, get in there, take these bastards down. And he gets out on the street, obviously, and he does that thing in the middle of the road, and this guy just comes riding up on a dirt bike, a trial bike, and like Rambo's been there for like 5 minutes doing all this manoeuvring, and this guy hasn't seen him at all. He clotheslines him off the bike, gets the bike, guns off down the street. Gold comes out, he's like, don't shoot, people down there, and then Teasel gets in squad car and barrels after him, and you get this great chase. Rambo's fucking motoring through the town, getting out into the sticks. They go over a little bridge, a little sort of flyover. Rambo speeds over it. Like in the original take, the original stuntman who was driving the police car in place of Teasel went too high and too far and landed bang, and his lumbar region of his spine got fucking burst up through him. Out of action for, well, I think forever, to be honest. He was done in. So they changed the speed of the car, like, so and it doesn't travel as far. Different stuntman, obviously. But Rambo's off into the air, the big muddy cuddy fields and all that, like, and it's just this is Rambo getting out the cell block. Goldsmith score again. It punctuates all the poof, bang, the drop knee and the boof, and Gold, whoa, like that. Oh, it's just fucking amazing. But once he gets out and he gets up into the hills, his bike goes over in the sort of like the dry riverbed, uphill. Teasel's car has gone over the side of the ridge and it's overturned. It wasn't meant to do that. That was not scripted. But Kotcheff went, look fucking great. Keep that in. And like Teasel gets out, it's like, you're finished. You go as far as you're gonna go. Because the bike's overturned and Rambo's on foot now, scampering up. And the sequence ends there. That's here, really. And it's amazing. It's an amazing sequence because it's realistic. It's not as OTT as what you'd see in all the other movies. Rambo, as a special forces operator, as a highly trained Green Beret in close quarter combat, and how to deal with pain and use the situation, use a bike, use a car, use whatever, use the land in a knee-jerk sort of fashion. And his maneuvers, they're not OTT. One man could take out all of those people using the exact same maneuvers that he does there, because they're not stupid OTT Bruce Lee or Steven Seagal or whatever, whoever. They're realistic. He's not. They've got him, and he's fighting, but it's because he's trained and he can ignore pain that he will be able to sustain a grip, a chokehold, a takedown, and then use his reflexes to bounce back and smack someone down. Hicktown Sheriff's Departments are not trained to deal with that. They're not, and they never will be. So someone like that could actually genuinely do it, So that's why this sequence is so fucking amazing. It's a beautifully constructed. The suspense is amazing, and the build-up, and the psychosis of Rambo himself. It's just phenomenally well done. It's a tough word to say when you're gagging for some more whiskey. Phenomenally well done. And Stallone is amazing. I've always loved him as an actor. I've said this so many times, and it comes across so well in this sequence again. He's not playing this what would become a bit of a stereotype, a bit of the iconic big monosyllabic massive man mountain one man army. He's playing a troubled guy that we sympathise with, but we also are terrified of. But we're on his side. But that sequence alone shows you that he's troubled. The way he's panicking as they're pulling him back with the baton around his neck and like, don't move. I don't want you to cut your own throat. It's just, and Mitch is the peacemaker. Don't worry, mate. He's just going to shave you. Don't worry. What's wrong with you? He's saying to Gold. Can't you see this guy's crazy? And Gold's like, can't you see I don't give a shit? You know, it's just. And then Rambo, the flashback, and that's it. Red haze. Fuck it. You're all going down. But again, in the book, he kills him. He kills Gold. He gets the straight razor and he slashes Gold across the belly, and Gold's intestines spill out. He murders Gold there. He doesn't just hit the cockpit with a rock and Gold falls out. You know, Gold's been trying to murder him anyway in cold blood, so fucking deserves it anyway. But but that's my number 2 sequence, and it is truly outstanding. In many ways, it should be number 1, but it isn't. Oh, and what was the skill set here? Close quarter combat and escape and evasion. Perfect. Number 1, as if I've forgotten what it is. What is it, folks? I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put the music on. It's from Rambo 3. Yeah, you might not be the biggest fan of that movie. The opening of Rambo 3 is my go-to for watching Rambo. Anything Rambo is the stick fight. In Bangkok, Thailand, in a warehouse, he's just trying to make extra money for, you know, I do have a little extra money. And Trapman goes, yes, I saw you give it to the monks. Because he's now, after the events of Rambo First Blood Part 2, he's just travelled off into the Far East. And he's working for the monks. It's a big sort of Buddhist monastery. And to make a little bit of extra cash. And to obviously keep his physique up. Because now Stallone is absolutely bloody huge. Possibly looking the best he ever did look, I would say. Better than that. I mean, that's Rambo First Blood Part 2. But the size that he is in Rambo 3. Again, in certain shots, he doesn't look as big. A lot of it's lighting. You've got to remember that. It's and certain workouts they do just before, like, that action. You know, they've just been lifting a load of weights and then drunk some water and then had a fart. You know, and like they look fucking pumped as hell. And the veins are all standing out. There's science behind all this. But anyway, this sequence, he arrives there. Troutman and, oh God, what's his name? Oh, Clarence Bodiger from RoboCop. Kurtwood Smith is a CIA man. They're trying to find Rambo for this mission into Afghanistan. And like, they're showing his picture around everywhere. And they obviously get directed to this warehouse. Rambo now, we've just seen him from the back. And he obviously takes out a ponytail. Much longer hair comes down now. Turns around with that chiseled face. Sort of lopsided jaw and the lip down here. And those sad dog eyes. But also fucking looking amazing. Comes in like, and he's wearing Coe's Jade Buddha. And it's a stick fight with a guy whose name I always forget. He was born Harold Roth, but he got renamed by Hollywood as Harold Diamond, and he was Florida's big famous kickboxer, champion Muay Thai, and what we have is a combination of Kali and a screamer, and oh shit, what else? Write it down. Oh, Harangdo, which is Korean. Only they're using 2 sticks with a burlap around their wrists and their hands. Goldsmith's music here is just fucking amazing. The build up to this is astonishing. Rambo just comes in there and he's like fucking flexing everything under the sun. And this other guy, he looks like a monster. His hair's down here and he's got like a scratchy beard on him, like, and he's got these big staring, leering eyes. He's not as toned as our boy, He's kind of like, he looks kind of chubby compared to Stallone, but he's still big and he's still uber powerful, and he kicks Rambo's ass for a while. But Rambo with the 2 sticks just goes on the floor and then like that. Oh my God, the build up, and the 2 of them squared off. Oh Jesus. You know, if you're not getting the vibes from me just going like, this is fucking awesome, then nothing's ever going to do apart from watching the scene itself. And of course, Stallone always does this. Rocky gets the shit kicked out of him. He's the underdog every time. Later on in this movie, he'll play with the like this sort of horseback riding with a goat's head fucking game with the Afghan rebels, you know, the Mujahideen, and he gets his ass kicked there, but then he quickly learns the ropes and wins the fucking game, as you do. But that's always the Stallone hero underdog that goes through hell and then rises up and wins the day. And that's what happens here. He's getting fucking wellied with these sticks, bang, bang, bang. And he's doing the whole Rocky thing, where Rocky just lumbers in, boof, boof, boof. Everyone's fucking hitting him. And like, get your hands up, man. Yeah, fucking like that. And why does Rocky always forget to do it? He's meant to be a fucking well-trained boxer and forgets to protect his head all the time. And he's getting fucking wellied, good style, with these sticks, bang, 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 bang. And then finally, you know, he manages to get him in a big grapple sort of thing. And like, the sticks are like that. But Rambo gets a stick between this guy's legs. Whoa, throws him over. You've had some kickboxing tricks in there. Some spinning roundhouses and some rear kicks. Spinning reverse kicks. And Stallone has learnt some. So he manages to throw a couple in as well. He dodges one. And then takes this guy down. This guy's been kicking through fucking pallets, big wooden pallets, just narrowly missing Rambo. And then Rambo just fucking turns on fucking pure high octane combat and starts going, and this guy's like, oh Jesus Christ, like that. But what's great about it is, as he's hitting him, you can hear he's punching him as well, and the sound of the punches, it's like artillery fire. That's the sticks. Boosh, boosh, and this guy's like fucking on the like that. And the great, what's his name? Peter McDonald. It's somebody McDonald anyway who directed this movie. He always said like, I wanted to intercut all the scenes of the actual fight itself with slow motion shots, panning shots of the crowd. It's just full of a crowd of real Thai, extras who are really baying for blood. And like, they're all throwing money and like, come on. And like, he wanted to have that in slow motion to make the fight seem faster. But he said it didn't always work. So there's only a couple of shots where you get that, where it cuts to these guys fucking like really going, but they're in slow motion. And then it cuts back to our boys fucking battling. And it really does work. But like, Rambo will pitch this guy over again, like, and this guy's like fucking on the deck. He's beating him. And Rambo's there with the 2 sticks, and he's just like, and the face on him, it's just the look of combat, bloodlust is there, and the entire crowd are willing him, kill him, do it now. Isn't that a different film? Kill him, do it now. And Rambo suddenly takes pity, doesn't do it, and then a great little peck twitch, puts his hand down like that, his bare wrapped up wrist and arm, and brings the other guy up, like, and the 2 of them just sort of like respect, and like Rambo wins the money and all that, which he gives to the monks. Now, this sequence, it embodies his martial arts, which is what he's meant to be an expert in as well, and it's just so damn exciting. It's violence. It was cut to hell in the UK. Rambo 3 was the one that was always cut down in the UK. And when you finally saw the uncut version, it changed what was a mediocre film into, well, a much better film. I wouldn't say it's a fantastic film. I really enjoy it, get a huge kick out of it. But when you see the full uncut version, and there was a lot that was trimmed, and a lot was taken out of the stick fight. But even the first time I saw Rambo 3 at the flicks, what was it, 1989? Was it 89? Must have been something like 89, 87, 89, something like that. I was blown away by that sequence alone. just Stallone looked so fucking good. And I'm going to play it again. I don't know if you can hear the rain coming down outside now. It's been the hottest day of the year, but it was forecast to lash down tonight, and it is doing now. And do you know what? Good. Cool the air down a bit. But yeah, so the combination of a Screamer, Carly, and harangued. By the way, I've done stick fighting, but I didn't do. They're using 2 sticks, and it's more like competition. It's more of a duel. I did stick fighting for a little bit, but it was using the short bone breaker and what they call the short stick, which is about that long, which is 12 inches. But we did a lot with the bone breaker, which was all hitting points and takedowns and going behind people and lifting them up. But it was just 1 stick. It could have gone on to using 2 sticks, which would be the fullest Screamer and all that, but I didn't do that. But I love what you see here, and you do see Rambo doing like sort of reverse kicks, and he looks good doing it. You'll see him do it again later when he fights the great big Russian bastard in this, big Spetsnaz fucking guy, Koros, something like that. He's took out the Spetsnaz in the cave in Afghanistan, and then they've made it up top again. And I mean, the thing is why I don't mention this sequence, although I love it, it wouldn't be in the top 5 because it's so fucking stupid, is that Troutman's already climbed up this fucking thing after being tortured, and he's an aging guy as well, like, gets up, runs off, Rambo finally gets up, and like, Troutman's like in about half a mile away over a couple of ridges going like, John, like that, and like, Rambo just goes like, yeah, having took out all the Spetsnaz, he's going like, yeah, okay, yeah, and then suddenly you see Troutman's face go like, how come Troutman didn't see this fucking man-mountain Russian bastard who was standing on top of this fucking summit? You know, he couldn't hide anywhere. And so Troutman just goes, and starts running towards, you know, and like Rambo gets picked up by this fucking Russian. They have a great big battle there. And with his wound, I said before, he cauterizes the wound. And this Russian's giving him a bear hug and all that. It's a great sequence, it really is. Apart from the intercuts of, suddenly, Troutman could get out of that thing and run half a mile away from Rambo in a split second, but running back takes him 5 minutes, you know, and he can't get a clear shot either. It's just stupid. But the fight itself is awesome, and Rambo's getting fucking, you know, his back's getting broken, and he manages to like pull the pins from the grenades on this Russian's vest, and he goes like that. Rambo's already put rope around this guy's neck, and there's a hole there which they went down into in this cave system, or the Spetsnaz came down it and they've climbed up out of it. And this guy's already been burnt from the some explosive arrows that Rambo's been using down there. And so he's got the rope around his neck, and this guy's going with the grenades, and Rambo does a great, fantastic spinning roundhouse kick, fucking knocks the guy, boosh, falls down through the hole, and lands, next jerk, and the grenades go off. So, boom, blows him away. What I love about that moment, and I've said it before as well, is that when Rambo didn't expect that little bit of a battle there, and he's been battered, and his blood's dripping down his mouth as well, and he picks up the the weapons and grenades that he's got. He's got an M203, I think. Yeah, and he picks up all these, and he sort of looks back at the hole where this guy's, and he's just like. It's a real angry look, like, you bastard, didn't want that, could have done without that. And I sort of love that sequence for that alone. But it shows that in this movie he's got his martial arts skills, but you see that primarily in this opening stick fight sequence, which is so damn good, so powerful, such a great introduction to the guy. The director said, like, that opening, I wanted to just see a muscly guy with, like, obviously braids in his hair and like this bandana, and he'd take that out and like let his hair go free, and they tie on the ritualistic red bandana of the combatants going into this duel, and he'd turn around and it'd be Rambo, and he said, I wanted the audience to be surprised, but he said in retrospect it was fucking obvious. It was Rambo, it was Stallone, it was fucking obvious, of course it is. But I love that sequence, it's so good. it's only hampered by Troutman and Kurtwood Smith being there, who arrive, and like Troutman's got this kind of like look on his face. He's in his fucking dress, his fucking Fort Bragg, Special Forces Green Beret dress, fucking uniform, which you would not walk around Thailand and Bangkok dressed like that, but he does. And they walk in there, go through the crowds, and they're kind of looking around, and then they see, oh, that's him. And like Troutman's face just kind of goes, it kind of drops. What does he expect? You've come to enlist this super soldier. Isn't this what you want to see him doing? This is going to prove to these fucking CIA jerk-offs that this is the guy you need. Although they do witness him getting his ass kicked for a while, like, and they're kind of going like, how can a man come back from a beating like this? You can see the thinking all this. And then, but at the end of it, when Rambo like wins all the money, lets the other guy go, like they're soulmates from now on. They'll be at the Buddhist temple having cups of tea, and talking about the Dalai Lama and all that kind of stuff. He gets back on the boat, gives the money to all the monks, and fucks off back to the monastery. And but these two guys are they're going, John, and it's Troutman. Are you not a Special Forces fucking operative yourself? You trained him, for fuck's sake, and you can't get through a crowd of little tiny fucking Filipinos. You can't get through them, to get your hero. Shut up. And that's the one bit I think it's like fucking stupid, but the rest of it I think is outstanding and genuinely really galvanizing, fully adrenalized action majesty. Really, really works so well. In fact, I'm going to play the fucking music again because I love Goldsmith's music here. I love all of Goldsmith's music for all of the Well, he did 3 Rambo movies, and it was Brian Tyler did Rambo 4, and that's great as well. I've forgotten who the hell did Last Blood, because I never play it. I just never play it. But this is my number one of action scenes. In the top 5, I've mentioned some other scenes as well, but the top 5 are, in reverse order, the night fight from Rambo 3, going in to get Troutman and failing, doesn't work out. Skill set, infiltration. 4 is taking out the posse in First Blood. Stealth, camouflage and booby traps. Outstanding. And it twists your allegiance in many ways, because you're almost on the side of the posse, because you're terrified of what's going to happen next, because Rambo becomes the bogeyman. You don't know where he is, you don't know what he's going to do next, and it's terrifying. 3, boat down and helicopter assault on the village from Rambo First Blood Part 2. Fucking outstanding. It's just, it's a non-stop barrage of death, destruction, and it's awesome. And skill set, helicopter flying, and manipulation of new technology, because new weapon systems. But that's the thing about Rambo. In Rambo 3, he actually gets behind in the cockpit of one of these Hind Mil Mi-24 Russian gunships. How does he know how to fly one of them? Unless he learnt that in Thailand. How? I don't know. But anyway, helicopter flying. Number 2, the jailbreak, escape and evasion, and close quarter battle. And of course, the stick fight, pure martial arts. And again, another reason why I love this is that we know the character now, and he's been through so much since we first got introduced to him. He's been through Vietnam, a couple of tours of Vietnam, then he's come back home to a war, kind of a quiet war, kind of war you don't win, and he's took out the police, and he's learnt to become resilient all over again, re-hone those skills. Then he's been on the chain gang and all that. Then he gets sent back to Vietnam, takes out his old enemies and the Russians as well, and then goes off travelling. So now you know what he's like, you know what he can do, you know he's a one-man army. So what better introduction than this? And this music just really, I know it sounds like the old cricket theme as well. I've said this before, the old BBC cricket theme. But all this ethnic stuff that comes in, all this Far Eastern percussion that Goldsmith embroiders this with. And as it builds up there, he's losing here. He's looking good, but he's losing. He's gauging his opponent the entire time. Why does that keep creeping off around there? It's on a mission to go round the back of my neck, isn't it? Bastard. Never trust the Jade Buddha. Sorry. As the percussion and the rhythm gets faster, and then suddenly Suddenly, anytime now. This is where he begins to fight back. Things are getting more serious. Some of the holds and the takedowns and the grips that they've got with the sticks are pretty good. As I say, it's a screamer. And well, there's a lot of things going on in this. There's a lot of different maneuvers and different disciplines here. There's jiu-jitsu in here as well, you know. But Rambo's never looked better. And the hair, it's a cascade of raven curls. Wonderful. Sly, I applaud you. I know the film got a lot of grief, and Sly did a lot more. He orchestrated this movie a lot more behind the scenes than the first two movies. And he obviously got into a lot of trouble as well, like with riding horses, with him on horseback, with a helicopter flying right overhead. And he actually kicked up a stink about that because you're flying too close, you know. I said 50 feet, not 5. But, you know, he was breaking a lot of rules there. But this, it turns more sinister. And again, once Rambo's got the upper hand, we're kind of afraid of Rambo. What's he going to do? I mean, he gets the guy on the deck, you know, he's poised like that. And the rage in his eyes, that's what you want to see. It's still there. The whole thing about what he's doing, by the way, and working with the Buddhist monks, the Buddhist monks would actually train people in spirituality and martial arts because it directed the soul, directed the focus, and it's mind over matter, and they would train people in this sort of thing as well. So even in like Korea, like a lot of stick fighting was done, but Buddhists around all of that region were trained in martial arts as well. So that's why he's there and it kind of links in. He's with the monks, but he's using his skills. He's probably learned and rehoned his skills whilst out there. And so I think it's a spectacular sequence. Folks, this has been 90 minutes of absolute Rambo waffle. Pure, you know, muscly fucking propaganda. Fuck yeah, you know, and whiskey swilling irreverence. What more did you expect, to be honest? So this is the video I promised to get done a while ago. Well, now you've got it. It probably isn't quite as honed and as toned as I wanted it to be, but that's life. So let me know what your top 5 Rambo action scenes are. Please let me know. Feel free to disagree with mine, because, you know, it's just my opinion. Hopefully I've given you the reasons why I've put them in that order. And I say there was number 1 and number 2. Always want to laugh when I say number 2. The jailbreak and the stick fight, they do vie like that. But when I really came down to is, what do I watch more? Really, in all honesty, what do I want to watch to get me more excited? The jailbreak gets me angry. The stick fight actually just makes me feel really cathartically released and like, yeah, wow, it's fucking great. And again, he doesn't kill anybody in the sequence, which is bizarre, isn't it? Because all the other sequences that I mentioned, he's killing hundreds. So isn't it weird that the top two, he doesn't kill anyone. He just severely maims people, you know. But in that sequence again, you can see the damage on each other's bodies. You can see the welts and all that, although the welts seem to have gone down next time we see Rambo. But there's all like red marks all over their backs and all that. Like, so there's a token gesture at realism. And Stallone's doing a lot of those stunts, and there's handheld cameras that are in there as well. So it's a great sequence. It's a whole new ball game for the Rambo movies. Rambo 3 after that would have some great set pieces, but it would culminate in a ridiculous fucking battle, you know, at the end, you know. Well, John, what do we do? Why am I giving Troutman his lip? What do we do, John? The fucking Russian army's approaching them. They think they're in the middle. They think they've got away with it. And like Rambo just goes like, well, I guess surround them's out the question. I'll have a time for humour, John. You know. And then they take on the might of the Russian army. And like, you got Stallone riding a horse with a bottle of Nuki Brown in one hand, a Molotov cocktail. Then he gets behind the wheel of a tank and takes on one of these fucking Hind helicopters, a nuclear fucking helicopter. It's too much, but it's still great. Don't get me wrong, it's still great, but it goes OTT. Whereas the stick fight it's real, and I can believe that would happen. I can believe that. It's majestically mimicked in Hot Shots Part 2 with Charlie Sheen, and of course Richard Crenna. Troutman's in that as well, with the heads coming off and the whole rigmarole, the ritual with like putting their hands in all. It's so good. And how big does Charlie Sheen look? But again, lighting, oil, shadow, you know, and a bit of a workout as well. But it can look great, and it does look great. So, folks, anyway, that's my top 5. Please let me know. And please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button and leave your comments and tell your friends, you know. Tell your friends not to bother. Don't have a look at this. There's this guy that I follow on YouTube. Jesus Christ. Only when I'm pissed as a fart though. I come home, or when I can't sleep. You know, when I go on those nights where insomnia bites. Oh God, I'll just put on Kilt-Man. And then when I wake up the next morning, he's still fucking yakking. Anyway, folks, there you go. Rambo, top 5. I could do a top 20. I think we've gone far enough with this, don't you? I'm going to love you and leave you. So, in the meantime, and this ever incendiary, high octane in between time, please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. And I am going to see you all. We get to win this time. You bet your fucking ass we do. Because we're never going to fucking lose.